forced to answer.
Extreme weather, several rare tornadoes tearing through coastal Oregon.
Whoa!
Blowing up transformers. Over 100 homes damaged.
It's just like a bomb went off.
Now, Seattle's in the bullseye, bracing for a once-in-a-decade storm.
Flight ban, the Department of Transportation taking action. No Samsung Galaxy Note 7s allowed on planes. Now considered forbidden hazardous material after fears they could explode. The stiff penalties you will face if you do not cooperate.
And dramatic rescue.
You gotta come out! You gotta...
Bystanders plunging into a pond to save a woman who is trapped in her sinking car. The race against time as the car is submerged. Helping her swim to shore, one of the heroes speaking out this morning.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good Saturday morning, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us, and we want to get right to our top story. Donald Trump firing back at his accusers, criticizing the women alleging sexual misconduct for their looks as well as their motives.
There he is overnight in Charlotte, North Carolina, surrounded by female supporters who took the stage to defend their candidate.
But Trump, as we know, is quite capable and comfortable with defending himself. He's now blaming a conspiracy which involves the Clinton campaign, the media, as well as foreign executives for this growing scandal.
And the scandal is most certainly growing. As we come on the air this morning, 2 more women have come forward to allege that Trump made unwanted sexual advances. We're going to kick things off this morning with ABC's Mary Bruce, who's in our Washington bureau. Mary, good morning to you.
Good morning. Well, Donald Trump this morning says he is the victim here. He's denouncing his accusers, blasting the media for reporting the allegations, and saying this may poison the minds of the American voter.
I actually like my speech better without teleprompters.
This morning, Donald Trump is off prompter.
It doesn't work. That means the company doing the teleprompter is in the back. That means they didn't do a good job. So I won't pay them.
And in full attack mode.
It's a total setup.
Trump stepping up his denial of sexual misconduct allegations.
I am a victim of one of the great political smear campaigns in the history of our country.
He's questioning his accusers' motives.
For personal fame, who knows, maybe for financial reasons, political purposes.
And going after their looks.
You take a look at her. Believe me, she would not be my first choice, that I can tell you. Man.
This as 2 more women come forward. Kristen Anderson tells the Washington Post in the 90s she was sitting on a couch at a trendy New York nightclub when
the person on my right, who unbeknownst to me at that time was Donald Trump, put their hand up my skirt.
She says Trump did to her what he bragged about on that 2005 tape.
Grab him by the I could do anything.
That explains it. That explains what happened to me.
But Trump says it never happened, calling the allegations totally ridiculous.
One came out recently where I was sitting alone in some club. I really don't sit alone that much. I was sitting alone by myself, like this. And then I went, wow.
Also accusing Trump, Summer Zervos, a former contestant on The Apprentice.
He then grabbed my shoulder and began kissing me again very aggressively and placed his hand on my breast.
In a statement, Trump says, I vaguely remember Ms. Zervos. To be clear, I never met her at a hotel or greeted her inappropriately a decade ago. Now, late last night, the Trump campaign issued a statement from a man named John Barry, who they say is Zervos' cousin. In the statement, Barry says he is shocked and bewildered, saying that ever since Zervos was on The Apprentice, she's had nothing but glowing things to say about Mr. Trump. Now, ABC News has not yet reached Mr. Barry to verify his relationship to Zervos or the statements attributed to him by the campaign. Dan?
Mary, Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, went on TV Friday morning saying the campaign would present evidence within hours to disprove these mounting claims. So have we seen anything?
Well, this morning we are still waiting for that evidence. Mike Pence says there will be proof coming out to refute these women's claims and back up Trump's denials. So stay tuned. Paula?
All right, Mary, thank you. Also overnight, Hillary Clinton weighed in on what she calls Trump's mistreatment of women. All of this as her campaign is facing a fresh batch of hacked emails dropped by WikiLeaks. And ABC's Devin Dwyer joins us from our Washington bureau with more. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, Paula. Hillary Clinton said overnight she gets no satisfaction from the controversy surrounding Donald Trump, but as she prepares now for the third debate, her team says she won't shy away from those accusations of sexual assault.
This morning, Hillary Clinton taking Donald Trump to task over those sordid headlines prompted by his many women accusers.
The whole world has heard how Donald Trump brags about mistreating women, and the disturbing stories keep coming. If we do our job, in 25 days, Donald Trump will stop being on the news every single day.
At a Seattle fundraiser, Clinton lashing out at Trump and his new strategy of scorched earth attacks. Clinton getting some help from her top surrogate, President Obama. On the road in Ohio Friday, he unleashed on Trump.
And he figures that if he makes our politics just toxic, then maybe you'll just figure out you got no good choices and you just get discouraged and you just don't vote.
The president laying out the stakes in stark terms.
Equality is on the ballot. Kindness is on the ballot. Democracy itself is on the ballot right now.
Meanwhile, Clinton answering new questions under oath about her private email server. Her team submitting written answers in a lawsuit filed by the conservative group Judicial Watch. Asked about details of her decision to use private email, Clinton answered 20 different times with a variation of do not recall.
The thing that you should be apologizing for are the 33,000 emails that you deleted.
All right, Devin, I want to ask you, WikiLeaks has claimed that they have 50,000 emails from the Clinton campaign. So far, they've released roughly 11,000. So when will they be releasing more, and what can we expect?
Well, Paula, WikiLeaks says they plan to release thousands of pages of these emails every day up to the election. Now, keep in mind, these are emails from Clinton campaign manager John Podesta's hacked account. So far, no bombshell in here, but they do reveal some insensitive language towards Catholics and Latinos. Some reveal the highly calculated inner workings of the campaign. Now, the Clinton team says they're not confirming the authenticity of any of these messages. They claim Russia is behind them to help Donald Trump. Paul and Dan.
All right, 24 more days of this, Devin. Thank you. And for analysis, we want to bring in ABC News political contributor Kristen Soltis Anderson, who joins us from Washington this morning. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning.
So first and foremost, Trump is saying that this is all a conspiracy, a coordinated effort between the media, the Clinton campaign, as well as foreign governments. But is that even possible?
Donald Trump has certainly chosen to call out a number of different groups that voters really don't trust, whether it's the media, whether it's foreign corporations or governments, and whether it's the Clinton campaign. It's easy for Donald Trump to kind of pit himself against these things that people don't like. Whether it's coordination, I think it's much more likely that this is what in campaign world we know as an oppo dump, opposition research, something where one campaign sort of digs up dirt on the opponent and then feeds it very strategically to different media outlets. So on Wednesday night, when these allegations really began to come out in full, you saw media outlets across the country, print and online and TV. You saw folks in local markets that are key to this election all running with the story. It's not necessarily a conspiracy, but it certainly is well coordinated by the Clinton campaign.
In a normal world where Donald Trump's alleged sexual misconduct wasn't dominating the news, these WikiLeaks email dumps from Hillary Clinton's campaign chief would be the top story. So I'm just, as a pollster, in the current environment, are these leaks even making a dent in your mind?
The reason these wouldn't make a dent is because already they're confirming what many voters believe about Hillary Clinton. We've seen in polls for the last over a year that people don't necessarily trust her, that they think that she holds different positions behind closed doors. The things in here that might be the most damaging are the sort of insulting comments about Catholics, about Latinos, things like that, groups that the Clinton campaign would like to hang on to in this election. But for the most part, when it comes to behind-the-scenes emails versus allegations of sexual misconduct, one certainly is going to get more attention than the other. So I suspect this is unlikely to make a big headlines unless we see something that really changes people's perception of Hillary Clinton.
And Kristen, as a pollster, we know that those Access Hollywood tapes were really damaging, but any sense of the consequences so far of these sexual assault allegations on Trump?
Before all of this came out, Donald Trump tended to be at about 42% in most polling averages. If he was going up or down against Hillary Clinton, it was mostly because Hillary Clinton's numbers were moving. We've now, in the last couple of days, seen at least 2 major national polls come out with Donald Trump only at 38% of the vote, meaning it's not just that he's losing these independents or swing voters, but he's also bleeding from his own core base of supporters. That's going to make it much harder for him to put together the 270 electoral votes to become president.
All right, excellent insight, Kristen. Thanks for joining us from Washington. And 24 more days until the election, but 4 more until the final presidential debate, and that's Wednesday night. ABC's chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, will be leading our live coverage with our entire political team right here starting at 9 o'clock Eastern. Dan?
It's twice you mentioned 24 days. Somebody may be ready for this thing to be over. We're going to move on now, though, to the other developing story this morning. The once-in-a-decade storm pounding the Pacific Northwest, spawning at least 2 tornadoes in Oregon, damaging more than 100 homes. And it could get even worse today. Rob is all over the story this morning. Rob, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. Just surreal video watching that waterspout come on shore in Oregon. An EF2 with winds to potentially 130 miles an hour. Only 4 times since 1950 has the state of Oregon seen a tornado greater than an EF1, and this is the damage it did. The mayor of Manzanito declaring a state of emergency. Several homes and businesses completely destroyed, and as you mentioned, over 100 homes seeing some sort of damage. Also, over 100,000 people at one point without power. Seattle got hit with this thing as well, just plowing into British Columbia and the Intermountain West. And now storm number 2. This is an old typhoon, not a typhoon or hurricane any longer, but it's going to regenerate and starting to strengthen now. And the track of this is key as to how strong the winds get, but we're pretty confident at this point the coast will at least see 80-mile-plus winds. And then from Portland to Seattle, we could very well see damaging winds in excess of 50 or 60 miles an hour. And we'll see another 12 inches on top of the rainfall, the record rainfall that they saw during the day yesterday. A number of watches and warnings out, including a hurricane-force wind warning. The East Coast still reeling from Hurricane Matthew a week ago, and some spots, the hardest spot in North Carolina with the inland flooding, the waters are still rising there today. Philip Mena is live for us in Kinston, North Carolina. Good morning, Philip.
Rob, good morning. Hard to believe, but parts of this area were actually dry yesterday. All of this floodwater from Matthew now rushing in from all directions, and it's quickly turning the heart of this town into an island. This morning, part of North Carolina preparing for the worst. New floodwaters now forcing Kinston residents to evacuate homes and businesses 1 week after Matthew hit. Several waterways now converging on the Neuse River, rising to record levels in a matter of hours. In nearby Princeville, over 80% of the town now also submerged.
This last one down here.
All the way down there?
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kilpatrick can only watch helplessly as her home of 18 years is nearly swallowed by the river, now 20 feet higher than normal.
I guess I'm trying to numb myself. I don't have any more tears.
The rising waters fueled in part by the over 18 inches of rain dumped by Matthew. The storm's death toll now rising to 45 in the U.S., 24 in North Carolina. Residents hoping they don't lose everything.
I'm praying that we will be able to come back home because this is our family home. This is where my father and mother raised their children.
This is one of the poorest areas of the country. The mayor here telling me that it took them a decade to recover from Hurricane Floyd. And unfortunately, Paula, the flooding this time is even worse.
Oh, the resident saying she had no more tears. Such a heartbreaking story, Philip. Thank you. And we want to move now to an emergency order from the Transportation Department. Beginning at noon Eastern today, the Galaxy Note 7s will be banned from all U.S. flights because of their potential to ignite or even explode. Now, the FAA is threatening to confiscate any phones that they find and keep you off of that flight. And Adrienne Bankert is at LAX for us this morning with more on this ban. Adrienne, good morning.
Good morning to you, Paula. Yes, you know, the signs are already lit up here at this TSA security checkpoint, not only here, but all across the country. That nationwide ban, as you mentioned, starts today. So if you have the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 on you, you'll either have to ditch your phone or lose your seat on your plane. New overnight, ABC News confirming Southwest is joining Delta and 2 other major airlines in placing fireproof bags on its flights. Bags like this one, designed to contain an explosion caused by a burning phone, aimed at protecting passengers from possible flare-ups, like the smoking Samsung Galaxy Note 7 on a Baltimore-bound Southwest flight last week. This is the latest headline in what is the largest recall in cell phone history, and some flyers are feeling uneasy.
My first time on a plane, I'm panicking, freaking out.
Meanwhile, federal authorities enforcing an emergency order banning Samsung Galaxy Note 7s on board aircraft. And passengers caught with the phone, they'll be denied boarding.
This is a small price to pay for safety. We cannot have these phones bursting into flames on flights.
The Department of Transportation issuing a stern statement saying passengers who attempt to evade the ban by packing their phone in checked luggage are increasing the risk of a catastrophic incident. The question is, how difficult will enforcing the new ban be?
This is a safety factor, and really we don't have any choice.
Those failing to cooperate with the new rules could be criminally prosecuted and face fines of nearly $180,000. Now, a lot of those airlines already had those bright red fire-resistant bags on their flight months before the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 recalls. However, recent incidents with those lithium-ion batteries overheating, causing major concerns, has added urgency to getting more of those bags on board. Dan and Paula?
Yeah, that ban beginning at 12 Eastern. Adrian, thank you.
I feel like we haven't heard enough from Rob Marciano so far this morning.
We never
Rob,
hear enough from
What
Rob.
else is going on in the weather department?
Well, wildfires, as a matter of fact. We'll take you out west to just north of Reno, Nevada, where there's one crank in there and actually did damage to over 20 homes burned, unfortunately. It's a small fire, relatively speaking, but 2,000 acres, but zero containment at this point. And we've got more winds that are coming in today in advance of this next system that we just spoke about 5 minutes ago. So we've got high wind warnings and watches that are posted all the way into the Sierras, which includes Reno and that fire just north of Reno. 38-mile-an-hour gusts there expected today, and winds gusting to maybe 40 miles an hour in San Francisco. And of course, we mentioned the center of that low going probably to the Puget Sound area, and that will really crank the winds along the coast there. Meanwhile, in the east, it's a beautiful but crisp morning there. We have freeze warnings and frost advisories this morning, and some cases we'll see a rebound of the temperatures to near 80 degrees in Detroit, New York City, and D.C. Indian summer-like warmth. That's a quick check of the national forecast. Here's what's going on locally for you right now.
Well, it's a cool start to our Saturday morning, but we will be feeling a little bit warmer by the afternoon. Plenty of bright sunshine, just a perfect day to be outside. And take a look at our daytime highs. Many of us getting into the upper 60s, and that's really the case for much of the area for today. If you're planning your weekend, maybe you're heading to the pumpkin patch, perfect. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy yourself. Temperatures will stay in the lower 70s for Sunday, so we're starting to feel a little bit warmer, and that will be the trend.
And yes, we have more weather coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes. And Ron is looking at me like, why don't you
It's a lot of Rob Marciano.
It is. I know one man that's tired of me, and it's Ron
Day.
Claiborne.
Could you just hand the baton off to Ron right now?
There you go, right there. My big pen.
Thank you.
Have at it.
Good morning to you, Rob, and the rest of the gang. Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin with breaking news. The U.S.-backed Saudi Arabian-led coalition is claiming responsibility for that bombing at a funeral in Yemen last weekend that killed more than 150 people. A Saudi Arabian investigation concluding that coalition jets bombed the funeral after receiving wrong information. It also said that it failed to follow proper procedures to make sure that the target was not civilian. And back here in the U.S., an alleged terror plot foiled in Garden City, Kansas. Federal authorities arresting 3 men they say were plotting to bomb an apartment complex and also a mosque used by Somali immigrants. The suspects, Curtis Allen, Patrick Stein, and Gavin Wright, all members of a small militia group. They're charged with domestic terrorism, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Prosecutors say the attack was planned for the day after the November election. And a setback for the families of the victims of the 2012 Newtown, Connecticut school massacre. A Connecticut judge dismissing their wrongful death lawsuit that they filed against Remington Arms, the company that made the rifle used by Adam Lanza to kill 20 students and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary School. The judge saying federal law shields gun manufacturers from liability for the criminal use of their products. And a set of 1-year-old twin boys born conjoined at the head. They are waking up in separate beds this morning for the first time. Doctors at a New York City hospital performing the surgery to separate Jaden and Annius McDonald on Friday. The operation took more than 20 hours and required a team of 40 medical experts. A doctor is saying that the boys still face a long road to recovery. Honda is recalling more than 350,000 of its new 2016 Civics because of a parking brake defect. The car maker is saying that it found the vehicle's electric brake may not work when the engine is turned off, which could lead to the car rolling away. Honda saying it hasn't received any reports, though, of actual accidents caused by that problem. The defect can be fixed with a software update. And finally, a police officer in South Bend, Indiana, taking his love of Star Wars, like Dan, to the streets. His name is Officer Paul